Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election held in Nigeria on February 25, 2023, and the result controversially announced on March 1st, 2023. And that controversial result, in which Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, was the beneficiary, had been challenged at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, from where the petitioners, not satisfied, have headed to the Supreme Court, which will determine the final outcome of the 2023 presidential election. Now, the emergence of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president of Nigeria, the impact has continued to be reverberated across the country and across the world. This is more so following the determination and the success of the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, in compelling the Chicago State University to release the academic records of Bola Ahmed Tinubu so that he could be able to use it as evidence to prove that the Chicago State University certificate that Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission was forged, so that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be disqualified from that election and his election annulled, just like the election of Bayelsa State APC governorship candidate was annulled as a result of certificate forgery. Now, as a result of the discovery that was made by Atiku Abubakar in the large number of academic records of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that was made available to him, so many Nigerians are reacting to this. Now, one of the Nigerian groups that have reacted to this is National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, United States. They have said that they are going to address the issues that have been raised or the discoveries that had been made on Bola Ahmed Tinubu's academic record following the subpoena by Atiku Abubakar, which forced the university to hand over Tinubu's academic records to Atiku Abubakar. They said they are going to address a world press conference on the 23rd of October at the City Hall in Chicago. And the screen you are watching, you can see the information on the screen beside me. Their main purpose was to bring clarity on the issue of inconsistency in the academic record that was seen from the records of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Don't forget that the main issue at stake was whether the certificate that Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission, that certificate, whether it emanated from Chicago State University. And we know that from the deposition that was made by Caleb Westberg, the registrar of Chicago State University, he made it clear that that certificate with the Independent National Electoral Commission did not come from them. That is why you can see that the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and his lawyers, based on that testimony by Caleb Westberg, they are confident that the certificate that Tinubu submitted to INEC was forged. And already Atiku has made effort to present the evidence before the Supreme Court. Here, NADECO is talking about the fact that the matter, that the issues that was discovered from everything else has begun to rub off on Nigerians in the United States. So they are addressing a press conference to be able to clear the doubts about Chicago State University as an institution and the relationship between Nigerians and that institution. It's a public institution, like it's a government university, so to say. And it appears that Tinubu was not the only Nigerian that had ever attended that university and all that. But you know that the NADECO coalition, National Democratic Coalition, is a pro-democracy group that was formed in Nigeria as a result of military dictatorship and as a result of the annulment of June 12, 1993 presidential election, in which late Chief MKO Abiola was poised to win. So they are intervening in this matter to bring clarity and to say their mind on what they think about Tinubu's emergence as president of Nigeria amidst a cloud of alleged forgery, stealing of election, and all that. So it will make an interesting expectation for Nigerians to look forward to it. It's going to be held, they're going to hold a world press conference on October 2023. So it's something to look forward to. Then another issue that is of note is that, today is October 20th. This is the 3rd anniversary of the NSAS Massacre. You know about the NSAS Massacre unless everybody should know about it, unless the person just came down from the moon. And even if the person come down from the moon, even the aliens would have let the person know that on this day, 3 years ago, several Nigerian youths, unarmed youths of Nigeria with a lot of future, with their futures ahead of them. What was their offense? They are talking about the brutality, police brutality, killings of young men and women in detention around the country as a result of the SARS, a police anti-robbery group that was unleashed against young Nigerians. And they were protesting against it, that the police brutality should be stopped. It was a protest just to draw attention to police brutality across the country. But these young men and women, several young men and women protested at Lekki, toll gate in particular. There were massacre at the Lekki toll gate. Young men and women. Till this day, their lives are unaccounted for. A whole lot of cover-up had been alleged. It has not been brought to closure because many of those that lost their lives, their families are still waiting whether they can be able to, whether miraculously they can emerge. They have waited in vain. The Lagos State government, which had also been fingered among those who use the instrumentality of power to order the killings at Lekki Toll Gate, set up a panel to look into the matter, and the report of the panel had been submitted, and the report indicted the government, but nothing had been done to bring closure to it or to bring an end to the pains of the family members of those that lost their lives. And many have been talking about the fact that this is a case of official cover-up. So today is a day that many Nigerians will remember with pains, with agony, and with anger, given the innocent lives that were wasted. And the innocent lives were wasted in a democracy that ought to bring an end to military dictatorship, a democracy that's supposed to show the way forward for the country, a democracy that's supposed to allow freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of association. And there had been no evidence whatsoever to prove that all the young men and women who gathered at the Quito gate were armed. They were not armed. They were holding just the flag of Nigeria, nothing more, nothing less. The flag of Nigeria, singing the national anthem and all that. And they were mowed down. And their lives are yet to be accounted for. And those in leadership pretend that it never happened. But many families are still bearing the pains of their loved ones that they have never seen since that day and may never see again. And ordinarily, it ought to be a national day of mourning by the government and those who believe in democracy. But we are living in a country in Nigeria where people have gotten accustomed to moving on with brutality because life has become too short and brutish in Nigeria, and life means virtually nothing to a government in the country in which people are killed every day and nobody's accounting for their lives, so that they would not bother to remember this day as a day that innocent lives were wasted. After all, lives are being wasted in Nigeria every day as a result of insurgency, banditry, headers from mass clashes, armed robbery, cultism, and all that. So they feel it doesn't really matter if anybody dies. But the truth of the matter remains that those who died 3 years ago in drawing attention to police brutality, they are the martyrs of Nigeria's democracy, and that they should not be forgotten, and that Nigerians should always remember these young men and women who were mowed down in their prime because they wanted a better future for their country. And if you notice, the Jackpot syndrome in Nigeria today escalated following that event. In fact, many people who were active participants in that EndSARS protest, many of them who were able to survive, they have left this country, they have left Nigeria in search of, many of them are living abroad as asylum seekers, like refugees, people running away from brutal governments, which is no different from those running away from the Chinese government and those running away from Iranian government and what have you. And Nigeria is a democracy. But it's important that a day like this, that Nigerians remember those whose blood had been shed in order to sustain our democracy. So that is why I'm making this video, that let us not forget that there are those who have paid the ultimate price for Nigeria's democracy. And in a day like this, 3 years anniversary of the EndSARS, that they be remembered, that government should do everything possible to bring a closure to this matter by finding out those responsible for the death of several young men and women as a result of the EndSARS protest. And if you remember, the EndSARS protest was one of the best organized protests ever made in Nigeria. It was going on smoothly all across the country. Okay, there was no issue at all. It was like a party atmosphere and everything else until government agents infiltrated the whole thing. Even in the federal capital territory, Abuja and elsewhere, it now turned violent as a result of government infiltration. There are so many videos around at the time to show how government infiltrated these organizations and at the end of the day caused the crisis that ensued, and the innocent young men and women who were protesting against police brutality now became victims of what they were protesting against. It was so sad, but it's a reality that Nigeria has to live with. And it's a reality that Nigerian government and institutions, especially security institutions and governmental institutions, should bring a closure to by ensuring that those who perpetrated the killings at the NSAS, that they are held accountable. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.